This video is going to be about graphing lines from a table of values. So if we have to do this, the first thing we might have to do, if we're told to graph a line from a table of values, is actually make the table of values. Here's what's going on. We might be given an equation like y equals 2x minus 1. Well, to make a table of values from that equation, I'm going to draw two columns. The first column is going to be my x column. The second column will be my y column. And in here, I'm going to put some numbers. Let's start with a negative number. We'll use -1, and then maybe go up by 1. So -1, 0, 1, and 2. And now I'm going to ask myself, when x is -1 in this equation, how much is y? So let's see. If x is -1, I've got 2 times -1. 2 times -1 is -2. And -2 minus 1 would be -3. What happens when x is 0? Okay, so 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 1 is -1. I can keep going. When x is 1, 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. When x is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. And 4 minus 1 is 3. So now I've got a table of values. And now I have to graph a line from this table. So let's make a graph. Draw my x-axis and my y-axis. I'll put some tick marks in. 2, 3, 1, 2. And now what I want to do is plot some of these points. What that means is this. I'm thinking of each pair of numbers as a pair where x is the first number and y is the second number. So I've got this situation where x is -1 and y is -3. Now, to find where x is -1, I'm going to look on my number line, my x number line, and that would be right here. To find where y is -3, I look at my y number line. That would be down here. And I want to find where I've got both the x and the y. So I can think of it like this. If I take this pen and lay it where x is -1, and I take this pen and put it where y is -3, where those pens cross is going to be a place where x is -1 and y is -3. So let's find that point. I could also just draw a dotted line like this instead of using the pens. And this point where the lines cross is going to be where x is -1 and y is -3. And I can label that point with an ordered pair. This is an ordered pair because they have to occur in order. The first number is going to be the x number. The second number is going to be the y number. Okay, so I've got this point. I'm going to erase these little dots here just because they'll get in the way. Let's take the point 1, 1. Okay, so I've got the point 1, 1. That means I'm looking for a place where x is 1. That would be here. And a place where y is 1. That would be here. So the place where those two lines or pens cross is going to be here, and that's going to be 1, 1. That's my ordered pair. Let's go to 2. Okay, so I want the x to be 2 and y to be 3. Here's my 3. I can just use my fingers and kind of estimate where that is. If I had graph paper, I'd know exactly where it was. And that should be right about here. Okay, so there's my ordered pair, 2, 3, and I'll label that line. Now, if I've done this neatly enough, I should be able to connect these 3 dots, this one, and this one, with a straight edge. Not bad. And I should go through those points. Okay, The reason for using 3 lines, I could just use 2 dots, but if I'd made a mistake with one of them, I wouldn't know it. If I use 3, then, and they all occur in a straight line, then I could be pretty sure that I'm right. I can also check by looking at some other points. Here's another point I had, 0 and -1, and seeing if my line goes through that point. So let's see. This is where x is 0. That's over here, basically right on the y-axis. And this is where y is -1, and I do go through that point. So this works. Okay? And that's all there is to it. Once again, you may be given an equation to begin with. If you have the equation, you're going to then draw a table of values. You're going to put some numbers into the table of values. Usually you can put in pretty low numbers in the x column and figure out what you want in the y column. In other words, you take these numbers, plug them into the equation, and see what y equals. That will give you pairs of numbers. You take those pairs, plot them on your graph, plot at least 3 of them, connect them with a straight line, and you can check by seeing if any other pairs that you had are also on that line. And that's it. Take care for now. I'll see you next time.